بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى.
Especially few things, important things about their lives, like Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam's childhood, and then after he grew up in a family life, وَكَانَ يَأْمُرُ أَهْلَهُ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ, that he used to command his family to perform salah and pay zakah, something admirable even in a prophet of Allah, such a great quality. That a person makes sure that he always reminds. Ishaq alayhi salatu wassalam, younger son of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, his son was Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam. Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam's second name is Israel, which is in Quran also. So Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam has these two names, Israel and Yaqub. Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam's son is Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. Bani Israel are the children of Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam. Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam, according to the ayat of Al-Quran that we read in Surah Yusuf, he had how many children? 12 children. So he had 12 children. According to history now, we are not talking in the light of any ayah. According to the history, 2 brothers were from the same mother and 10 from another mother. The younger 2, Yusuf and Binyamin, they were from one mother, and the older 10 were from another mother. And then we read this story in detail in Surah Yusuf about Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam and his brothers and the whole family issue that we see in Surah Yusuf. Very, very interesting. It has a lot of lessons, a lot of details, a lot of depth, but we will just go very quickly over some of the ayat that are about the topic, because as I said, this is something, if you go into the detail of it, you can go into a lot of detail. And if you start getting into the depth of the lessons, there is no end to it really. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He narrated it, He says, نَحْنُ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ أَحْسَنَ الْقَصَصِ. We reveal to you, we narrate to you the best of the tales and best of the stories. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling it أحسن القصص, and then we know that it goes into the detail of Surah Yusuf, and especially when you go into the Quran, each and every word has a very, very specific message, and in a connection with the other words, it has even a deeper message. And then the meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would like us to realize, to understand, to figure out, to benefit from, the message that is there for us, as I said, there can be no end to it, because this is coming from the ilm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But again, very briefly, just looking at some of the important lessons that we see in the light of these ayat. Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, as a child, he saw a dream. In his dream, he saw, إِنِّي رَأَيْتُ أَحَدَ عَشَرَ كَوْكَبًا وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ رَأَيْتُهُمْ لِي سَاجِدِينَ. He saw that 11 stars and the sun and the moon are doing sujood for him. He went and he told his father about this story, about the dream. His father said to him, يَا بُنَيَّ لَا تَقْصُصْ رُؤْيَاكَ عَلَىٰ إِخْوَتِكَ. Don't tell this dream to your brothers. Otherwise, if they would understand, they may know what the dream is about. فَيَكِيدُوا لَكَ كَيْدًا. They're going to plot against you. And now, right away, he doesn't want him to carry any hard feelings against them at the same time. So he's telling him, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. He's not saying your brothers are your enemies, so I'm telling you, they don't like you. No. إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ, right away, put it on shaitan. Inna shaytana lil insani aduwwun mubin. Shaitan is an open enemy to human beings, and if they see what you are having, what you are getting through this dream, Shaitan may whisper to them and put something in their mind, so you don't want that situation, so therefore just avoid telling your brothers. Now, according to the tafasir, he did mention it to his brothers, and you see the consequences of that later on. Regardless whether he mentioned it or not, the next part happened, and that was, of course, brothers. They were noticing that our father loves Yusuf and his younger brother, Yusuf and Binyamin, more than he loves us. He doesn't like us as much as he liked these two younger brothers. Inna abana idh qalu la Yusuf wa akhuhu ahabbu ila abina minna wa nahnu usba. See, our father, he loves our Yusuf and his brother more than he likes us, more than he loves us. Whereas we are a strong group. Nahnu usba. We are a strong group. We can do more for him than these two younger ones can do. They can do what we can do for him. We are doing all the work, we do everything, and still he doesn't love us that much. Inna abana lafi dhalali mubin. He is in an open error. He is making a major mistake. We need to understand a few things here. One is parents' treatment towards their children. Very, very important topic to learn it as parents. As I said, no details here and no time for any details. Just pointing out some of the important things. Some people misunderstood the ayah and they thought that the reason of this jealousy the brothers had against Yusuf and Binyamin was that their father was treating the younger ones better than he's treating them. It's not that. See even the words in Quran, ahabba ila abina. They are dearer to our father. He loves them more. And love is something that you have no control over it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make this dua. Ya Allah, when it comes to my treatment, I treat everyone equally. Don't judge me for my love for some more than others. Especially he was making that dua about his wife's situation. So, loving someone more than others is natural. But your treatment has to be the same. A well-known Sahabi, Nu'man ibn Bashir radiyallahu anhu, his wife told him that I want you to give my son a special gift. What gift do you want me to give him? He had a slave. She said, give him that slave that you have, give it to him as a gift. And I want you to make Prophet ﷺ a witness on this gift. That was a good part of it. So he went to Rasulullah ﷺ. He said, Ya Rasulullah, this is the situation, and my wife asked that I give my son this gift, and I'm going to give it to him. I'm giving it willingly, so I want you to be the witness. Rasulullah ﷺ said, do you have more children? He said, yes. He said, do you like all of them to obey you equally? He said, yes, of course, Ya Rasulullah. He said, then this is zulm that you're doing. What you're doing is zulm. That you give one and you are not giving the others. Ishhad alayhi ghayri. Ashhad alayhi ghayri. Find someone else to witness it, because فَإِنِّي لَا أَشْهَدُ عَلَى جُورٍ. I do not witness for injustice. This is zulm, injustice. I'm not going to witness on it. And therefore, scholars, tabi'een, and many scholars after that, they have said, we have to show equality between treatment, in treating our children, hatta fil qubla, even in kissing them. That they should not feel, some should not feel left out. Very, very important. Parenting is a very, very special privilege, and is a gift, and is a position that we need to learn more than we learn any other profession in the world. Just like we learn our profession that we work in, really parenting is a topic that every parent needs to learn it, but we don't learn it. And we don't have to go far to learn it. It's in Quran and Hadith. So, Yusuf Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam is not treating them differently, but they see that he loves them more. What's the sign? He doesn't let Yusuf and Binyamin go out at all. Yes, when we ask him permission to go out, go away, go play something, he says, okay, you can go. He gives us permission, but he doesn't give them permission because he can't stay without them. Now, of course, he is not taking anything from the brothers. He's not taking any of their rights. He's not doing any zulm on them. But he's not letting the young one go. The young one may question that, why don't you let us go? That will be their problem. But it's not the problem of the older ones to object that why he's not letting them go. Got it? Here is a difference that we need to realize. One thing you will notice as we go further. Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, and when we look at these ayat of Surah Yusuf, it's an amazing, amazing thing that you find a beautiful lesson from Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam to every father, to every mother. He is not treating his children, whatever they do. See what older ones are doing, and we know from the story, and we will go into some depth of that inshallah. But with all of what they're doing and hurting, make his feelings and so much problem, causing so much problem to him, he is not treating them as a prophet, that, I'm a prophet. And I always mention this when we talk about raising children, that make sure, it's very important for us to learn this part of raising our family. Don't take your profession home. Don't take your profession home. Don't be a lawyer in the house for your children. Don't be a teacher in your house. Don't be a physician in your home. Your children don't need a doctor, they don't need a lawyer, they don't need a teacher, they need a father, they need a mother. And when both the parents are working and they both are taking their profession home, children are grown in a workplace, in a factory, in a company, in an office. They're not growing in a home. And it's a common problem that you see it all the time. In fact, at your workplace, they don't give you the position that you think you deserve. Okay? So you are a teacher, but at home you are a principal. This is what almost every parent. In our homes, we are principals now. We are not just the teachers. We are not just instructors. We are not just helping. We are not just volunteering. We are principals of our home. How about your homework? Did you finish your homework? Let me see how you did. The only thing children hear from their parents is about their homework, their schoolwork, their teaching, their teachers, and how are they doing with their exams. That's all. That's the only conversation goes on in the house with the children. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Did you have your coffee? Did you get something like you like? You want me to get you something you want? Ready? Sit down. Do your homework. And the time you hear a noise from a child, he knows the next thing is you have to open your book and read. That's it. We are principals. And even in the house, the child has to write 100 times, I will not do this again. Come on. This is not a home. This is a school now. This is even something higher than a school. And you treat the 5, 6 years old harsher than they can be treated at the age of 17 and 18. 5-year-old child playing around, kick the glass. Are you playing? Don't you see? And you didn't even pick it up. Go, stand by the wall. Time out. Time out. Stand by the wall. And we get so impressed when we see, especially, why do we get time out for our young children? You know why? It's not so that they become very behaving children. It's not that. I'm telling you. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. It's so that when we get together with the family, on a weekly basis, we get together, or sometime once a month we get together, and maybe community gathering or family gathering, all the uncles and aunts and brothers and sisters, they get together, they see my children are so behaving, and at that time you wait for your child to do something wrong and you give them time out, and the child will go against the wall. And everyone is so impressed, mashallah, their children are so behaving, they're so good. They told him out and they just went, and he stood and she stood, and then listen, and you tell my children to sit and they won't even listen and they will run away, and now we start comparing. Now, you come to the masjid. The child who in a family gathering is having time out and he has to sit and listen and eat and behave, running all over the place, and no one cares. See? Why are we teaching them that? It's not because running around is going to hurt them. It's so that we can show people how behaving our children are. Not only this, one more thing. We love our homes, and we like to decorate our homes properly. Everything is fragile. You have, mashallah, nice cabinet on this corner, then you have a table with a lot of lamps and glass and so many. Now, as soon as a child is going to run, he's going to hit something and break something. So, your fear is not about something that child is misbehaving. No, running around is not misbehaving. This is why he's allowed to run around in the masjid. But he is not allowed to run around in the home because he's going to break something. When we go to, we don't say it, but really, it's when you go to uncle's home, then you can run around. Someone is in trouble. Okay? So it's almost like telling them when we go to uncle's home, you can run around, break whatever you want over there, but not in our home. Anyway, point is that raising the children, we don't need to take our profession home and always be principals in our homes and just be on top of them that you know about homework, about it. Let them see other things also from you. Let them see you as parents. And then of course, you take care of that part also. It's not that never ask them about it, don't ask them about it. Ask them every day, it doesn't matter. But that should be a smaller portion comparing to what you really are for them. You are a father, you are a mother. So they should see that part. They should see your love there. They should see your concern there. They should realize that you're willing to sit with them, talk to them. No, little noise and they will have to read. And unfortunately, one thing I have to say this. Many times, for some of us who may be a little religious, that as soon as the children misbehave, you tell them, read Quran. So reading Quran is a punishment now. Really. From there on, they dislike reading Quran. If you do this, I'll take you to masjid. So taking you to the masjid is a punishment. No. Make it a gift for them. If you behave good, I will take you to the masjid. On the way back, we'll eat ice cream. Make them feel good about it. In fact, we use these good things as punishment for them. And we make them dislike these things. Yaqub alayhi salam was saying, you notice in Yaqub alayhi salam's life, he is never treating his children and never saying, I'm a prophet and I get a revelation and angels come to me and you people best make sure that you behave good with me. And no. And he's not saying, you are misbehaving because I'm a prophet and you are my children, so you think your people are big. Keep that to yourself. You are a good man, that's fine, mashallah. Be a good father to them. You are a good person, mashallah is good, but be a good mother to them. This is what your children need from you. Also, you see Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam, and we will go further, we will see that Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam, throughout this time that he is going through that situation with his children, he doesn't just keep on using bad words to them. He is not just blaming them and putting them down and accusing them, you will notice, this is why I'm raising this question, so that you will see how he talks to them, what they're doing, and in return, how is he talking to them as a father. It's very important to learn these things. How many times we see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his home, and when you read a hadith, you think something big is going to happen now today. Because you read the hadith, now his wife said this, his wife said this, and at the end you see a good word of love coming from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's not saying, I'm a prophet. How come you say this to me? And now issue a fatwa that she said this to a prophet. He doesn't go that way. So it's very, very important thing that we make sure that we be careful on how we talk to them, what type of words we use with them, how we treat them. Because after all, it's our responsibility that we raise them properly. So that's our responsibility. It's not their responsibility to take care of themselves or us. Of course, we teach them that responsibility of taking care of themselves, but it is our responsibility to teach them all of that. So now, brothers are jealous of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam and his brother. And they said, Yusuf wa akhuhu ahabbu ila abina minna wa nahnu usbah. Our father, inna abana lafi dalalin mubin. So now, what is the solution to this? Our father likes Yusuf more. He likes Binyamin more. We need to find a solution. What solution did they come up with? اقتلوا يوسف أو اطرحوه أرضا يخل لكم وجه أبيكم وتكونوا من بعده قوما صالحين. At least look at the translation of this ayah and think, what is the resolution? What is the problem with this resolution that they come up? This solution that they think we found a solution. What is the problem there that they may, that you see in the solution that they're presenting? Maybe sometime we may be making the same type of mistakes. So we need to look into that. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll talk. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. مولاي صل وسلم